Good afternoon, everyone. Distinguished guests, the chief guest of today's function, Professor Ramji Singh, the Executive Director of All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Kalyani, colleagues, students of Pfizer Kolkata, and the visiting students. Today, we are celebrating the 18th Foundation Day of Pfizer Kolkata, and we are assembled here to celebrate this 18th Foundation Day. The institute was inaugurated by then Honorable Prime Minister of India, Professor Dr. Manmohan Singh, on 11th of July 2006 at Shaha Institute of Nuclear Physics, Kolkata. The first batch of BSMS dual degree program was started in their classes in 16th August 2006 in the transit campus in Calcutta. Then the transit campus was moved to in Mohanpur, next to this where we are situated today, in 2009. 2009, we moved there. 2014, autumn semester, we started having the courses in this campus, main campus where we are today. Today, the institute has 7th academic department, and we have about 1,000 BSMS dual degree courses. And 300 students are about to start in, the new fresh batch is about to join us in another month, in a month's time. We have about 600 PhD scholars, postdoctoral associates, early career scientists like Ramanujam, Ramalingasamy Fellowship. They are distributed among these 7 departments. Pfizer Kolkata has adopted the NEP, has implemented the NEP, which was recently inducted by the MOE, Minister of Education, Government of India. Within the short span of, we started 2006, and today it is only 18, within 18 years. Pfizer Kolkata has placed itself as one of the most sought-after places for pursuing basic science and research in India, globally. Pfizer Kolkata believes in the, not only believes in the quality science, teaching, science education and research, it also believes in the holistic development of the students for nurturing ethics and virtues of the life. And though we have a tag of Institute of Basic Sciences, but most of our majority of our research programs are well linked with the social as well as the translational components research. The institute faculties have taken initiative to found a RISE Foundation to nurture a sustainable startup ecosystem in this region. The institute is also, within a very short time, they have also part of the Kalyani Innovation Network, which includes central institutes like AIIMS, Kalyani, NIBMG, IIIT, and the state universities like Kalyani University, BCKV, MacOut, and one private university like AIIMS. For basically the knowledge sharing and collaboration to be a facilitator for creating entrepreneurs and contribute to the development of the local economy. Students of Pfizer Kolkata have won many national and international awards, so as the faculties. The faculties of Pfizer Kolkata's name has appeared in almost all major national awards, fellowships, national and international, both awards. Pfizer Kolkata as a community has shown the intent to be the leader in science education and research in this country and also globally. And there's a clear reflection, how do we stand within this country. Our NIRF ranking of this Pfizer Kolkata 2023 was 43. This is among all categories, it's not about limited to basic science, it's including all categories, we are 43. Nature Index ranking, which is not the true reflection, but definitely is a rider to measure how the institute is doing in basic science research. We are the 4th nationally. And among the departments, chemistry ranked 2nd in this country. And we are Our global ranking in chemistry is 118, which is next to the Ohio State University, USA. And in India, we are next to ISC Bangalore, whose international ranking is 108. Biological science, national ranking is in Nature Index is 5th, and globally 489. Physical science, 6th. Earth and environmental science, 7th in India. This further confirms that the young organization like AIIMS Kolkata has shown all the intent, as I mentioned, to be a leader in basic science and education and research in India and also globally. And I take this opportunity to thank you all to be part of this foundation day of this vibrant institute like AIIMS Kolkata. And today, to celebrate this occasion, we cannot have a better personality to have with us. We have Professor Ramji Singh as a chief guest to grace this occasion. A brief, before I request Professor Ramji Singh, a brief introduction. Most of you is very well known to this community here, but for the students who are who doesn't know much about him, Professor Ramji Singh has very well established in medical fraternity. He graduated from SK Medical College, Muzaffarpur, Bihar, in 1980, and did his MD in physiology from King's George Medical College, Lucknow, in 1985. He has spent 44 dedicated years in medical science, given 44 dedicated years to medical sciences before joining All India Institute of Medical Sciences, AIIMS Kalyani, in 2020. He started his career at the King's George Medical College, Lucknow. Then he was associated with Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Medical Sciences, Sevagram, from 1986 to 2012 in the various capacity. He started his career as a lecturer, and then he moved up to the position of the head of physiology department there. Joining AIIMS Patna, he joined AIIMS Patna as a professor and head of the Department of Physiology during 2012 till he became the executive director, joined as the executive director of AIIMS Kalyani in 2020. He is a postgraduate and PhD guide of the Nagpur University and also the Maharashtra University of Health Science, Nashik. He is a member of Board of Studies of the Maharashtra University of Health Sciences at Nashik. He has organized several national and international conferences. Some of them are very well known in this globally. He is a fellow of Foundation of Advance of International Medical Education and Research. He is a Professor K.P. Putharaya Best Teacher. He is a recipient of K.P. Putharaya Best Teacher Award in Physiology in 2008. He is also the recipient of the Times Healthcare Achiever Award in 2015. He has been the guest speaker of many various, innumerable of national and international, conferences. He is the General Secretary of APPI for 2 years, Controller of Examination of AIIMS Patna, member of National Academy of Medical Sciences in 2016. He is a life member of several learned bodies. To name a few, Association of Physiologists and Pharmacologists of India, Indian Science Congress Association of India, Indian Science Hypertensions, Indian Society of Andrology, Indian Society of Chronobiology, Indian Society of Arterologists, General Assembly of Federation of Indian Physiological Sciences, member of General Assembly of Federation of Indian Physiological Societies. So with this brief introduction, I would request Professor Ramji Singh to come and let us. Thank you.
Namaskar to everyone, faculty members of AIIMS Kolkata, and dear students. In fact, I must thank AIIMS Kolkata, the director and faculty, for giving me this honor on this day, the very day of foundation of AIIMS Kolkata, to be the chief guest. It is an honor to me, and I am going in front of this honor, the august faculty and the AIIMS Kolkata, and thankful to you. In fact, when I was asked to give a topic for my talk, being a physiologist throughout my career has been associated with teaching of normal human body functioning. And we all try to learn different things. So then I thought AIIMS is also working on basic sciences, teaching and research. So why not to talk about education only? Because in every walk of life, when we try to associate ourselves, we need knowledge. And for that, the power of education becomes one of the important tools, rather most important tool. If you look at the philosopher Aristotle, who said the roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet. This profound statement reminds us that while the journey of education can be challenging, the rewards are immeasurable. Education empowers us with the tools to think critically, to understand complex issues, and to make informed decisions. It cultivates a sense of curiosity and a lifelong love for learning. Education basically is a key that unlocks the door to opportunity. It is a foundation upon which we build our dreams and aspirations. Whether you are a student striving to achieve your goals, a teacher inspiring the next generations, or a lifelong learner seeking to expand your horizons, education is the pathway to success. Consider the words of Nelson Mandela. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Education is transformative. When we educate ourselves and others, we break down barriers and build bridges of understanding and compassion. We become advocates of equality, justice, and peace. When we invent the education and invest in it, we invest in future, creating opportunities for all to succeed regardless of their background and circumstances. Here, I must remember Baba Sahib Ambedkar. Against all social injustice at that time, which he fought and tried to bring injustice, it all was with his education and quest to learn more. He never retaliated in any other form other than gaining knowledge and dispensing it to others. So that is where we have to see that how this powerful tool is. Think about the great innovators and leaders who have changed the world. They were all fueled by the power of education. Albert Einstein once said, education is not the learning of fact, but the training of the mind to think. Education teaches us how to think critically, solve problems, and make informed decisions. It equips us with the skill and knowledge we need to navigate an ever-changing world. Education is not about simply a rote learning. In fact, our education system at times, particularly in primary education and basic educations, in the most of the state setup, this has turned into only rote learning. The teachers want whatever written word by word in the book has to be answered same way in the examination. So the creativity of the student is lost. So we should discourage this. So therefore, the education is a lifelong journey. It does not end when we leave the classroom. It continues in every experience, every challenges, and every opportunity we encounter. It is about being curious, staying open to new ideas, and always trying to learn and grow. We all know about this famous quotation attributed to the great visionary and innovator of 21st century, Mr. Steve Jobs. Stay hungry, stay foolish. What I do not know, I must accept that we are ignorant about it and try to learn it. Hiding our ignorance is the biggest hurdle in our learning process. Education also plays a pivotal role in fostering global understanding and peace. As Malala Yousafzai, a tireless advocate of girls' education, stated, one child, one teacher, one book, and one pen can change the world. Each of us has the power to make a difference through education. By promoting learning and understanding, we contribute to the more connected and harmonious world. It doesn't mean that we have to make a change throughout the area, a village, at the village level, or even at surrounding level, we can do this change. In the words of Dr. Seuss, the more that you read, the more things you will know. The more you know, more you learn, the more places you will go. So this also opens your mind and your thought process to see many places, and that helps in your learning process, education and knowledge. And you become more and more open. Confined to one place, वो कहते हैं ना कि भाई कुएं के मेढक नहीं बनना है हमको, हमको बाहर की भी दुनिया देखनी है, ज़्यादा सीखना है. That is why how we can bring all these changes. Education opens the door to new opportunities and experiences. It equips us with the knowledge and skill necessary to pursue our passions and achieve our goals. It enables us to contribute meaningfully to our communities and to society at large. While education is undeniably a powerful tool for personal and social advancement, it is important to acknowledge that higher education, when not implemented thoughtfully, can have unintended negative consequences. So let us see some of the pitfalls in the higher education. First, we must consider the financial burden that higher education can impose. According to the recent report of RBI, which was released, I have a data of August 26, 2022, that the students' debt in India amounts to rupees 1,45,785 crore. The students, when comes out of the educational institution, he or she is having a large burden on them. They face heavy pressure to repay their loans in absence of any job security and high interest rate on the loan. The promise of brighter future through a college degree can lead many into significant debt, impacting their financial stability for decades. This issue is not new. In late 20s, the cost of higher education began to rise significantly, making it increasingly inaccessible for many. We all know what happened during the Industrial Revolution in late 19th century and early 20th centuries. As universities expanded to accommodate the growing demand for education, there was a significant shift towards vocational training and specialized degrees. While this was beneficial for economic growth, it also led to devaluation of liberal art education and critical thinking skills. Many graduates found themselves equipped with special technical skills but lacking a broader understanding of the world, limiting their adaptability and holistic development. Now, that was the time. Now we have seen that the Skill India campaign is going on, but that was the era when even Mahatma Gandhi started the Nai Talim Samiti, where the skill development was there. But the beauty of that education was there. It was open-minded, and the thought process of the students were stimulated, where the interest of the student is converted into skill. So probably skill is important for our economic growth. Whatever we are doing here, we are doing with our skills. So that has to be incorporated, embedded with the thought process where it can yield to a positive development and keeping the mind of the individual open so that the new ideas can be. It should not be only, we are not going to turn ourselves into machines, because machines are also doing this skill work. Nowadays, so many things are coming and replacing the human effort. But that thought power, if developed in ourselves, can defy the or can minimize the simple mechanical type of work. Along with the economy, we will increase our holistic view on the social development also. Moreover, higher education can sometimes perpetuate social inequalities as well. In the past, access to higher education was often restricted to the elite. Although there have been significant strides towards inclusivity and diversity, systemic barriers still exist today. Many marginalized communities continue to face challenges in assessing quality higher education, thereby perpetuating cycles of poverty and inequality. Higher education can also lead to a overemphasis on credentials rather than skill and competencies. that is happening. Actually, we are seeing that degrees of the individuals, and based upon that we are evaluating the persons, not the other component of the individual. The historical rise of credential society in the mid-20th century, as described by sociologist Randall Collins, illustrates this phenomenon. Employers began to prioritize degrees and diplomas over actual skills and experiences, creating a system where the possession of credentials became more important than the practical application of knowledge. And there where I try to differentiate with the Nai Talim of the Mahatma Gandhi, which he started with the different kind of diplomas, IIT and other diplomas. They do try to, the syllabus says it, but somehow we have changed only to the level of certificates, and there is mushrooming of several private sector institutions which are just selling these degrees. I say selling because they are taking fees and then awarding it. If you remember anyone, if you remember the famous ornithologist of India, Salim Ali, he was an orphan child. His maternal uncle took care of him. Maternal uncle was, I mean, natural watcher and also a hunter. He used to hunt the birds. In that process, he started learning about the birds. And one day, he found one bird. He was not able to understand what type of bird is that. So he rushed to some officer who was there at Bombay and found out that this is one of the new rare birds. So he encouraged that boy to learn more. He made arrangements, and that is how Salim Ali started learning about ornithology. And you all know that he traveled so many areas, found out new habitats of these birds and natural things, and preserved all those things in the Bombay that ornithology museum which is created. So that is how we have to develop. The credentials may be important, but it must have the openness in thinking beyond that. Furthermore, the pressure and stress associated with higher education can have serious mental health implications. The rigorous demands of academic life have taken a toll on students. The competitive nature of higher education, coupled with the pressures to succeed, can create an environment that is detrimental to mental well-being. I need not say much about it. We all know about the mushrooming coaching institutions in various parts of the country. Parents pressurizing the students to succeed. Everybody is not equal. Everybody cannot reach the top. Everest has got only place for 6 persons. So that doesn't mean that everybody should be rising to that level. So we also should not have that aspiration, but doing good, feeling good, having a good education, living peacefully in society is the biggest achievement. Even at the top, if I am not peaceful, that is useless. With 2 breads to eat, laughing with your friends and family, you are the happiest person in the world. That is what our mindset should be. So education must be relating to this only. So ways to make learning fun. It should not be, that is most of the good institutions doing it, that from childhood beginning, it is the playful learning is being created. As many of we become a like teacher, we understand that while education is often viewed as a serious and arduous task, it does not have to be that way. Teaching and learning can be joyous and exciting adventure that sparks our curiosity, fuels our passions, and brings out the best in us. Imagine a classroom where learning feels like play, where curiosity leads to way, and where every day is a new adventure. This is not just a dream, but a reality that we can create. There are many ways which we make the education fun and enriching. Interactive learning is one of them. Then storytelling. In our childhood, in our days, we had a joint family, large family. The grandmothers were there always, and the stories were educative. They were about the natural scenario, the jungles, the rivers, the birds, the animals, and narrating one by one. In fact, the true historical stories also become important. I mean, funny thing, when I was somewhere in 7th or 8th grade, actually, the teaching was that, and the question usually, that is what I was talking about, the rote learning. आपको जो है याद करके बताना है कि बाबर हुमायूं का बाप था या हुमायूं बाबर का बाप था. वो एक कहानी, लेकिन उसमें एक कहानी बहुत अच्छी थी. Babur used to love his children, and the most loved child was Humayun. Once Humayun fell ill. That was the story which was taught to us. And that is how we remember those things. And he was so seriously ill, there was no chance of survival. Someone said, Hakim or maybe some fortune teller, if Babur sacrifices something very dear to him, his son can be saved. So Baba thought that why not to sacrifice my life? That is the most precious thing for me. And that is what he did. He prayed to the God and took 3 circles of the bed and said, Le liya, le liya, le liya. Uski bimari humne le liya. And from that day, his son Humayun started becoming better and better, and Babur fell ill, and within 3 months he died. So that story has reminded me that definitely Babur was the father of Humayun. Otherwise it becomes very difficult for a child to, confusion हमेशा होता है. तो ये एक चीज है, छोटा सा example. That is how we can make storytelling as a good thing. Then creative projects where humor can be added to it. No need to explain much about it. Everyone knows that whenever there is some humorous thing is added, we remember. And in that process, we share these humorous things with other colleagues also, and it is further potentiated. Field trips, educational trips are also important. Whatever we are learning in geography or history, if these things are there in and around, the museums are there, the scientific museums, the collections, they all tell about so many things. And what advantage it has, it is not only the knowledge of these things, rather you start thinking how they could do this, how it can be changed, how new things are relating to this. These questions start a process of quest in the mind of children. So that becomes one of the important. The most important thing is time. I got a quote from Henry Ford: easiest of all wastes and hardest to correct is waste of time. Because wasted time does not litter the floor like wasted material, and there cannot be any salvage. So we must try to see that we are not wasting time. Whatever you are doing must relate to something which helps you gaining knowledge, helps you think in a wider aspect, and that's all. Simply criticizing and gossiping is, if some of you have read the book of Shiv Kheda, वो कहते हैं कि आओ निंदा निंदा खेलें. That is the biggest pastime. We criticize the person who is not near to you and you continue to enjoy. But end of the day, if you think, you will find that you have did nothing. So we must not waste the time. Education is not confined to the classroom. It is a lifelong journey. As Mahatma Gandhi widely said, live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. Mahatma Gandhi has been reading, writing, and talking to the people throughout his career. Though he was not formally education, that way he did barristership from England. But as you all know, because of a strong follower of truth, he cannot actually persuade, and he started his career as fight against the oppression and discrimination, and then later on joined the freedom fight of India. Another important thing about education is, we can say a word of caution, is that I got from WhatsApp circulation also and on the media also, about the concentration camp of the Nazis, where one of the survivor left a note: I am a survivor of a concentration camp. My eyes saw what no man should witness: gas chambers built by learned engineers, children poisoned by educated physicians, infants killed by trained nurses, women and babies shot and burnt by high school and college graduates. So I am suspicious of education. My request is, help your students become human. Your efforts must never produce learned monsters, skilled psychopaths, educated illiterates. Reading, writing, arithmetic are important only if they serve towards making our children more human. So that is one of the important thing of the education. It should not, unless it is with a humility, with a compassion, education becomes a tool of destruction. It should not be. So with this, I can say that let us embrace education with enthusiasm and determination. Let us recognize its power to transform our lives and the world around us. Let us commit to being lifelong learners, always seeking knowledge and wisdom. Remember, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. With education as our guide, there is no limit to what we can achieve. Let us be bold, let us be fearless, and let us be relentless in our pursuit of knowledge. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Ramji Singh, for sharing your insight about the power of education. And it is very relevant for an institute like ISAC Kolkata. If you go by the name, the Institute of Science Education and Research. So education is most important component for us. And this is for today's society, when we talk about the knowledge-based society, so education is the key. So with all this, I thank you for sparing your time, sharing your insight with us. Thank you, Professor Singh.
So, thank you. And now we request our senior professors. I request our senior professor, Professor. Request our senior professor, Professor Amitav Das and Professor Banerjee, to felicitate our chief guest, Dr. Ramji Singh. Sir, please come on the stage. Thank you. Now, I also request Dr. Ajay Malik, or another guest, medical superintendent of AIIMS Kalyani, please come on the stage, and request uh, Professor Das and Professor Banerjee to felicitate him. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. So now we'll move to LAC for where we have the exhibition still going on for continuing to the program. And just to announce the another talk we have at 2:30 p.m. in Z06, which will be delivered by Professor Anando Dasgupta. This is a popular talk, so I request all the students and all the faculty members to attend that talk. Thank you.